Anthony.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, very fine. I can see that you've come now for the service.
Yeah, sure.
Hi guys,
Yes,
welcome back to my YouTube channel, Gladys with Puppets. Today we got one of our customers who has brought his bike for service. How long have you been riding this bike, Anthony?
I think this should be my third month, third or second. Yeah, should be the third month. And it's been a wonderful bike.
And where's the farthest that you've gone with the Rally 300cc?
Oh, wait. I've been to several places. The farthest I've gone is up to Nanyuki, three times. I've also done detour to Nyahururu, Nyeri, Nyahururu, Gilgil, Naivasha. And so I think that's the farthest I've gone, but I'm planning to do more trips. I'm thinking of before the end of the year, I should be able to reach out to Eldoret, Kitare, Bungoma. I also want to explore the north. I want to go up to Lokichogio to ride on the new road up to the border of South Sudan. I'm also thinking of challenging myself to go up to Moyale. And so I think this year I have a lot, and that's why I got this bike. So because I think it has the capability to take me up to those places.
And what was your first impression when you started riding the bike? Do you think that the bike met your expectations?
I would say up to this point, I am satisfied because I had a smaller bike, 160cc bike. And so when I got this one, the reason why I wanted to upgrade is because I needed more power, so that when I'm on the road, I can be able at least to have proper overtaking speed. And also, I was looking for a bike that's more durable on off-road because my plan is I'm an adventure rider. So I wanted a bike that could be reliable, has more power, and can take you to those places where you think is interior, you don't have roads. So with this one, I'm not worried about the condition of the road. So I think I'm happy so far.
And how is the handling of this bike when it comes to the highways?
It's good because on the highway you're able to do a proper speed. You're speaking well, and given that it's an off-road bike, it's surprising that you're able to have those proper speed to be able to overtake. And I think it's good power for the size and for the category of the bike. A 300cc bike at the speed that you're able to get, I do believe is it's a proper bike for now.
Okay, and how is the handling of this bike when it comes to the off-road?
I would start with the power. It has that proper power, so when you are ascending the hill, you don't feel that lag. So that is a plus. And then the other thing is the suspension. I fell in love with the inverted shocks and also the monoshock. So especially when you stand, you feel that you're in control of the bike. That's the most important, especially when you're doing off-roading. So you feel you are in control with your bike.
Okay, how about the acceleration of this bike?
Uh, it's good. I think it's good, and I would say I haven't had any challenge with acceleration because it is not slow. What happened is gear number 1, 2, 3, 4, you feel speaking, and then at some point it reached that maximum, but you feel the acceleration is good for the size of the bike.
And how is the seat? Is it comfortable, especially when you're going for a long distance?
To start with, the seat is high, so you need to be a bit taller. But the good thing is that when you mount on the bike, the seat height goes down. And in terms of comfort, I haven't had any problem with comfort. I feel it's soft. It's a soft seat, and it's good for the road.
Okay, and have you gone outside the country?
Not yet. Not yet. That is what I've been thinking about. The reason why I was looking for a bigger bike, I was looking for a bike that can be able to take me far. I think I'm planning to start with Uganda, Rwanda. That has been in my mind for the longest time. And even when I was upgrading for a bike, I was looking for a bike that can be able to take me far. You see, on 60cc is quite a small engine. I was looking for a bike that can be able to take me across border. And that's the reason why I got the bike. So I'm thinking of probably God willing, inshallah, before the end of the year, should be able to Kigali.
Okay, and have you encountered any fatigue during those long distance?
Ideally, with a bike, it's more like you should expect that. And the thing is, you need to do some exercise before you go on riding your bike because given that it's a big bike, it's a heavy bike, you need to be fit. Ideally, you need to be fit. You need to be doing, if you run, you go to the gym. It's good for you, it's good for your health. So that's the only way you can be able to counter the fatigue. So, and especially when you're planning to go for a long distance, I haven't done yet, but I believe that if you want to overcome the fatigue, is you take the rest, and also you need at least to do some exercise at least to be fit when you're ready.
And how many cc were you riding before?
160.
160.
It was quite a small engine, but it was my first bike.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now, how useful are features like the ABS, EFI, TFT with the bike? The bike is also water cooled.
I think one of the biggest advantages with the EFI is the fuel consumption. I'm able to get quite a lot with the 11-liter tank. I'm able to do it almost 280 to 290. That's the average for full tank. So I feel that's a good range because ideally on most of my weekend, I normally plan to do around 300 to 350 km per weekend. I normally ride on weekend. I don't commute with it to the office. And so I find that range is quite good. And I also believe because of VFI, I think that is helping in terms of fuel consumption. So it's a plus. I was expecting to be spending more. I actually haven't seen much big difference from the previous bike. I've been trying to see the difference in number, but you can't even feel it. You won't feel the difference.
Maybe you can tell us approximately how many kilometers per liter does the bike cover?
It's an average of between 24 to 27 per km, based on most of the calculation I'm doing. Between 24 to 27 km.
And have you put a tracker on the bike?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm not worried because I have safe parking, and the bike, as I've already told you, normally ride it on weekend. So I haven't. The key thing is to make sure that when you're parking your bike in a safe place, and I normally have those cables. You normally lock the tires. So I think for now that is good for me. So just don't be reckless. Just make sure you see like the one that I put there on the back. So on the seat, you see on the seat back, there's something I put there.
Yeah.
So those cables, when you park your bike or you can't see it, you make sure it is properly locked.
Okay. And are you planning to modify your bike?
Yeah, there are a few things I want to do. I want to do a box, especially because I'm currently using my backpack. So I want to get a box. And I'm also looking for the future. I think when I start doing now those long distance, maybe cross border, you may be finding yourself riding at night. So visibility is very important. So I'm thinking of doing those small auxiliary rides. And then nothing much. And maybe also the mirror. I mean, maybe do a small adjustment.
The windshield.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the windshield, the side mirrors.
The small side mirrors.
Side mirrors.
Okay, and on a scale of 1 to 10, whereby 10 means that you highly recommend customers to purchase the bike, how many points would you give?
I will start by why did I choose this bike? I'm a fan of off-road adventure, so I've been looking for a bike, and my idea rate is CRF 300 that I was looking for, but the price was quite high, so I got disappointed. But when I got this bike, specs, almost much of the specs comparison, it's good. So I would say I would give it 8.5. The reason being, give you value for money. It's one of those things that you buy and then you don't regret. You don't feel like you've wasted your money. You feel like it was a good purchase.
Maybe you can tell us one beautiful memory that you have with the bike.
I have many, but one that stands out is I remember there's a time I was riding from across Aberdeen Forest. So there's a section of the road that's connecting Naivasha to this sides of Thika. The road was so bad. So ahead of me, there were so many cars that were going at a very slow pace. But with the bike, I was like, this is my area. So the performance is good. You're not worried about potholes. You're not worried about rough road. And so I was able to get to my destination faster than if I was using a car.
Okay, and have you had any difficulty when it comes to spare parts or even bringing our bike here for service?
No, I haven't had the only incidents I had a bike. There's a time I dropped my bike and I broke the mirror. So But mirror holder, your mechanics was able to sort it for me. So it wasn't a big deal. So I think most of the spare parts we need for this bike are readily available if you know where to source them. Because this you won't get from those small shop, but if you come to the dealership, you're able to get the spares.
And have you had any mechanical issues with the bike?
Not yet, and not any that I'm expecting. So far, I haven't had any issue. I think if you service your bike properly, you maintain it well. You don't use it recklessly. I don't think this is a bike that can service for zero.
And how many kilometers have you covered so far?
Imagine this is my third month and I've done almost past 4,000 kilometers, more than 4,000 kilometers.
It has only covered 4,000 kilometers?
Yes.
Ah, yeah. You're not riding the machine, you're not.
No, see why? Well, it's a lot because only ride on weekend.
Oh, okay.
And mostly on Sundays. So I normally do it like on a weekend, I normally do in a day. Probably around 400, 450 km.
Okay. And why don't you use it every day?
Because I commute to work using a car. So because of traffic, I'm not a street rider. I'm more of an off-road rider. So I bought this bike for adventure. So I'm not that comfortable with heavy traffic.
Now, tell us the top speed of the bike and they're listening.
I think the highest I've done on the road is 133 km. So that's the top speed. But ideally, when you're on the road, if you're going for long distances, you're on average 115 km. It's a comfortable speed and a safe speed.
Okay, now if you're given a chance to like choose another bike, still from Nairobi Power, would you still choose the rally?
I would upgrade the Voge and go for the big one. Is it 800?
525cc and 900cc.
I'm looking for 900cc.
Now tell us, did you purchase this bike through a hire purchase, lipa pole pole, ukimaliza ukujie bike or cash?
I think would I define it? It wasn't one installment. I think I did 3 installments. And yeah, it was. I think I did 3 installments. So that qualifies.
Yeah, lipa pole pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can tell the viewers what is lipa pole pole ukimaliza ukujie bike.
I think the popular is give you a chance to getting closer to your dream, even if you don't have all the money right now. So what it does is once you make your first installments, it give you the motivation to look for more funds to complete your purchase. Because if you keep on saying you need the lump sum to buy something, there are so many things that comes in between. You may find yourself spending your money there. But once you do that, you make that one first installment. Somehow you're able to keep up with the other payments. So I think it's a good way because one of the things I noticed that it doesn't have interest. It's not like a bank loan. So here you're dealing with a dealer. So you pay the total this amount, you pay a certain deposit. There is no interest, which is a good thing because if you use for the other options, you're going for bank loan, financing, there's the element of interest. So I think it's a fair way of making bikes accessible to the bike enthusiast.
Would you advise customers who are outside the country to start doing the reducing balance method, whereby it doesn't have the interest, it doesn't have the specific deposit or even the duration?
I think it's a good thing. If you have such an option, why not go for it? If someone is telling you you can make installments, they give you favorable terms, it's an extended period, there's no interest. Why else do you get that?
Do you have anything that you'd want to tell people there who are so much interested to start now having the bike or who are so much interested to start riding?
Riding is fun. And there's no need of postponing your dream. So you always have a dream of riding. You can always talk to you and then you agree on a payment plan.
And do you think you would do without the bike now that you have one?
No, it's difficult.
It will be difficult.
It's really
And
difficult.
would you say that bikes will release your stress, anxiety?
Of course
Do you
it
believe
does.
that?
It does.
Have you had an experience with that?
Yeah, it does. You see, when let's say, unless you normally ride on weekends, so you feel like you want to let out whatever big